Hello and welcome to another Tie of the Week live here on YouTube. We'll get our little logo up there and we'll hit the share button a couple of times. Get the word out that we are tying live here in the wonderful interwebbed world of YouTube. So be sure, hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, hit that share button. I know it's asking a lot, but that's what I need you to do. I'll tie, and you guys give me the thumbs up and share and subscribe. Get the word out. Most of all, I'm really trying to, I've really decided to sit down and set the goal of 1,000 subscribers. If I can get my subscribership up to 1,000, that will enable a kind of unlock a benefit to you as a viewer on these live streams. And what that will allow us to do is to go back and review comments made. So at this point, I really can't go back and see an instant replay on comments left throughout the live stream, which would make it difficult to verify giveaways and things like that, which I'd like to get into here down the road. But for now, we will tie. Welcome, welcome. Another edition of Tie of the Week live here on YouTube. And if you're not familiar with the YouTube features, being a subscriber will allow you to follow this channel, and every time you get on YouTube, you'll be able to see the latest and the greatest here from my channel. And if you want to be a super subscriber, you would go ahead and click on that little alarm bell that's located next to the subscribe icon. Now what that'll do is whenever I publish or post a video here on YouTube, you'll be one of the first notified. That way you don't miss out on any of the action. So here we go. We got 406 Flyboys in the house. Good evening, Steve. Boy, I was at the gas station and I saw some squirmy wormy material, but I did not jump in on that. It was the cheap stuff, if you know what I mean. Couldn't quite jump in on that. So check out the 406 Flyboys YouTube page. They just did a great top secret squirmy wormy fly pattern reveal. It's top secret if you don't know about it, but if you're on the inside, you'll know what's up. You will know what's up. So tonight we will be tying a little bit out of this is actually the first, I believe it was the first, I'll say it was the first fly tying book that I have received. This was given to me by my father, and this is the Fly Patterns of Yellowstone. We'll zoom out there. Volume 2. This is an excellent book if you ever plan on fishing the upper Madison River, and I decided to kind of recreate what I tied this last summer while I was out in Montana, and that was a little spinner pattern. And it's an EP Oris spinner, and we're going to do our best to replicate that, because when I was out in Montana this summer, you know, it's like you bring all your flies with you, but, you know, if you're like me, you bring your vise along, and it was a case of, well, I want to tie something, but I didn't quite know what to tie, and I don't remember exactly who mentioned it, and that's what we went with. And later that evening, I caught a nice, decent, I believe it was a nice brown on it, so we'll get one going. We've done our pregame announcement. So again, hit that button. It looks just like this on your guys' end. Looks just like this. Thumbs up. What that does is that helps the YouTube analytical computer process thing help choose and decide what videos people should watch. And we want them to watch this. This is where it's happening. This is where it's at. All right, so let's get this party started. Yep. So pay attention, Josh. That's my brother, the Husingfeld Life. Check out his YouTube channel. Hit that subscribe button. A lot of good action going on there. Steve Trybowski, welcome. So we're going barbless on these. These are the Firehole sticks. This is a 419 size 18 dry fly hook. Let's go ahead and remove our little sample there and get one of these huge old hooks, size 18s in there. Contemplating, we might tie a couple in down to a size 20 tonight. We'll see, we'll get a little bit of additional light on the subject. Let's go ahead and zoom in just a little bit. There we go. Hooks in the vise, nice and level. Thread, this is just a good old generic brown waxed thread. Mystery size, that's the thing with some of these labels when they don't stay on the spools. So, but like all good flies, this will begin with a single wrap of thread. We're going to go ahead and start that right behind the eye of the hook and work our way towards the rear, capturing our thread a little bit, a lot of it. And we'll get our scissors. We'll trim off that tag end. And we'll continue our thread wraps all the way to the bend. All the way to the bend. We'll stop that, park that right there. Okay, so tails, we need some tails. And tonight I'll be using some tan Mayfly True Tails by Fly Tires Dungeon. And you know, it's this synthetic material, and it's all melted here on the bottom, so I will toss these into the stacker, and I'm going to isolate, I don't know, about five fibers or so. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll give them a quick yank, and some of them are still attached at the bottom, and I'm not going to use that all, so I'm just going to trim that down a little bit. And I got these nice tips, but they're not aligned. So even though it seems a little overkill, we'll make it easier on ourselves, and we'll just set it in there, give it a little tap, and that should line all our tail fibers up. Alright, we're going to measure this out 1 hook's length. I know how to do it. And we'll give it a nice little pinch, and we'll lock these into position. We'll take our thread forward. All right, Mary, welcome. Welcome, welcome. I was just telling everybody about the top secret squirmy wormy video by the 406 Flyboys. Boy, I tell you what, that was some shady character lurking in the distance, trying to spy how you guys fish that squirmy wormy. All right, so I'm just going to take a wrap underneath those tails. I take another wrap underneath those tails, and we'll continue our way forward. All right, right at about that 1/3, 2/3 point, we have some amber shuck yarn by Fly Tires Dungeon. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to come from the underneath side of my thread. I'm just going to bring this up and over. And just like that, I can get one little bite. And I'm just going to take one turn, and I'm going to do some figure 8 wraps. To go a couple of wraps in this direction. And I'm going to turn, and I'm going to spin. I'm going to take a couple of wraps in this direction. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to trim this off just a little bit, just so I got something to work with. And it's definitely oversized still. I'm going to trim that all down here in a moment. But for now, I'm going to do a post and wrap each wing individually just a couple of times. I don't need to go bananas on it, but this will just kind of help keep everything happy and together. So that would be just like how you do a parachute post. Nice and tight. Beautiful. Absolutely stunning. Alright, so let's go ahead and take our thread a little bit closer to the rear. And we're going to do our dubbing. And this being a pattern I'm pulling out of the Blue Ribbon Flies, I'm going to go ahead and use their Zelon dubbing. And I'm going to start this with some pheasant tail. It's a super fine Zelon dubbing. It's just a light little puff. And like we know with dubbing, less is more. And we're going to go ahead and just give it a little touch of wax. Get that around the tip of that hook. And just a little touch of wax. Here we go. Oh yeah, the bearded wonder. Covering half of the state of Montana. So there are some 406 Flyboy shirts out there. Well, they're representing here in the great state of Minnesota, the great state of Michigan. You know, maybe someday Josh would make a wonderful addition to the 406 Flyboy team. He's got the beard for it. He would definitely represent me in the bearded department. Mine looks kind of weak. So I'm taking my dubbing, I'm going around, making sure I get both sides of that wing area covered. And I'm just going to take this forward just a little bit now. And I'm keeping it nice and sparse. I'm going to go ahead and just slip off this little bit of excess. And just pick that off to the side. We'll add that back into our little dubbing bin. We'll come in with our whip finish tool. And we'll give this the old 1, 2, 3 whip finish. 1, 2, 3 turns. And we'll go ahead and just draw that nice and tight. Come in, trim off our tying thread nice and close. And now we have the matter of this wing to contend with. We definitely need to trim that down. And I'm going to eyeball that about a body's length for the length of the wing on either side. And that'll give us 2 nice little tufts sticking out. And let's go ahead and tease out our tail here. This can be done with hackle fibers, but I got these little mayfly tails to play with, so I might as well use them. I'm going to kind of keep them flat and level, but splayed out just a little bit. Use the tip of my scissors. I like it. So there you have it, folks. That's a little rusty Epuris spinner on a size 18. So what did you guys think of the Chicago special? A little different. Last week I was driving through Michigan, drove through Chicago, spent 23 hours in the Windy City, and it was really weird because it wasn't windy. Never had phone issues till tonight, so you might not be here long. Oh no, Jimmy! Well, good thing there's always the instant replay available. So, speaking of the instant replays, I'm going to put it out there. We're going to need to bump up subscribership here on the All Tied Up Fly Tying School YouTube channel. My goal is to hit 1,000 subscribers, and once we can do that, after we're done with these videos, we can go back and review all the chat and questions and answers and all that fun stuff. So Jimmy brought up a good point. If the live stream does cut out unexpectedly, stay tuned. I'll be right back. It's just a matter of hitting a couple of buttons on the phone to get the live stream back live. So anyways, let's go ahead and tie another one. Once again, we're using the Firehole Sticks 419 in the size of 18. Just using a typical brown waxed thread. And like all good flies, you guessed it, this will begin with a single wrap of thread. We'll take that right behind the eye. Slippery little hook. Let's see if we can't get that. There we go. 1, 2, 3 or so. And we'll start taking our wraps towards the bend of the hook and stopping and trimming off our beautiful brown thread. Had a little bit of weather this week. Got cold and snowy and slushy and nasty. But it's alright. We're Minnesota. We know how to handle it. Yeah, we definitely had a good time last week. Me and my friend Jordan, we go way back, and we're two big goofballs. You know, if you know us, I mean, there was really no acting involved. So we're gonna get these little mayfly tails, and let's see, I got 2, 4, 5. We got a couple extra there. We'll go ahead and slide these away. What do we say here? Another interesting material to use for the wing is bridal veil material, aka sparkle. Huh. We'll have to source that at our next wedding. Chase our bride with a pair of scissors. So let's go ahead and throw these tips in down. And this will help level those out. We don't even have to slide it. I just took everything and lined up those tips. And I'm going pretty sparse. I think I might have 4, 5. I'm going for 5. That's my goal. We'll extend that out about a hook's length. And let's go ahead and capture that. Capture that, red leader. Get that from spinning. We'll work our thread forward a couple of wraps, keeping this on the top side. And there we go. We'll go ahead and trim off our excess here. You know, speaking of sourcing some of this this material, here's a source. So if you're following along, you'll know that we tied a mylar minnow, and lo and behold, on the inside core, let's see if we can't tease that out without getting into it. There we go. This is pretty nice. It's nice and twisted. It's almost twisted, almost like a calf tail would. If you've ever messed with a curly Q calf tail, that's kind of what it reminded me of. So, you know, keep your eyes open, guys. There's materials to be had anywhere and everywhere. And one of my sayings is that the frugal fly tire will never be bored. Never ever. All right, let's go ahead and park that at that 1/3, 2/3 point. And let's get our amber shuck yarn. I love this color. Now let's go ahead and make ourselves a little spinner wing. And we're going to go a little oversized, just like last time. It's just, you know, you waste a little bit of the material, but sometimes compromise has to be made. So we'll just take our one turn, and let's come in and do a couple figure 8 wraps. We'll do a couple turns in this direction, and then we'll do a couple of turns in this direction. Let's go ahead and trim this down just a little bit. Alright, now we're going to take a couple of additional wraps, like we're posting these wings out. Sometimes you just have to park your thread on the other side just so you can get a better grip on it sometimes. Gravity's our friend, folks. Gravity is our friend. It's not just a good idea, it's a law. Okay, so I remember I didn't do any wraps underneath. I want to do a couple. So let's see if we can't sneak our thread underneath. Here we go, there's one. And we'll do another one underneath. You guys probably have a better view at this than I do right now. There we go. Excellent. All right, we got PJ in the house. Welcome, PJ. All right, let's go ahead and boom, boom. We'll get our dub on. Before we do that, we're just going to take get a little kiss of wax on here. We'll do it in 3D. Ooh. Here we go. That's what I'm talking about. So yeah, folks, I've been pretty busy the last couple of days. A deer hunter friend of mine, my bingo caller at the VFW, where I volunteer twice a week, he got a buck and a doe, and he decided he wanted to share the hides with me. So I have spent the last couple of days cleaning and scraping deer hide. No, I don't have the brain. I wish I had the brain. Everybody says, use the brains. Alright, we got our thin little dubbing noodle, our small dubbing noodles, and we'll take it back to the tail, and we're just going to slowly bring it forward. Nice slender body. I really don't want to... I don't want to build up too much bulk. I'll do my cross wrap that way, and then I'll cross wrap that way, come underneath, and we'll get good coverage up front around that wing. And I'm just going to leave it at that. We'll strip that down, get that out of the way. We'll come in with our 1, 2, 3 whip finish. 1, 2, 3. Here we go. Draw it nice and tight, and we can trim off our tying thread. And we'll come in and we'll get these wings ready for trimming. We'll fold those straight up so we can get a good angle at them, and I'm going to go one hook's length, one body's length for the length of the wings on either side. Spread those back out. And let's go ahead and tease out this tail a little bit. So we'll just give it a couple pinches in. Just kind of splay those out a little bit. Maybe the tweezers might help just a little bit. Here we go. Just enough to splay that out. I think I might have went just a little bit too short on those wings, but they'll fish. That'll fish. Alright, we are just cruising along. We're 20 minutes in, and we got 2 flies done. Outstanding. Alright, let's do another one. This time we're going to switch our dubbing up just a little bit. We're gonna swap out the Zelon pheasant tail, and for giggles and grins, I want to try this Leech dubbing Canada Brown. I really like this camera and this lighting situation really doesn't do this dubbing much justice. It's got a lot of sparkle and pizzazz. Here we go. Secure the hook. We all know how we begin this. With a single wrap a thread. 1, 2, 3, and we'll take her back. Nice little thread base. Alright, so we got 9 people watching. Who do we got out there? We'll do a couple shout outs. We'll do a couple of shout outs. We'll shake the shout out stick. And let me know where you're from and your last fish you caught and what you want your next fish to be. That's it. Your last fish that you caught and what you want your next fish to be. That's going to be the question. So go ahead and leave a comment. Let's go ahead and fill it up. Fill it up, fill it up. While I get my little mayfly tails out. I got 1, 2, 3. So I just got to carefully pluck a couple more out. We'll line up the tips. We'll line up the tips on this tail. Before we go too far, I guess I got to run my thread to the bend. Alright, 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 alright. You got a white and you want your next one to be a golden trout. We got Mary. We got Mary. She got a rainbow on the Madison. Ooh, she wants the Arctic grayling. Ooh. Josh's last fish that he caught was a bluegill, and his next fish he's going for is going to be that rainbow trout. Josh, I hope you catch another fish in between now and then, because you need to go fishing before January or July. Alright, my dad, Richard, last fish he caught was a northern pike out of his lake, and his next one should be a steelhead out of the Rogue River. Last fish that I caught, it was, I believe it was a small largemouth, and it was out of the, an undisclosed location down in Faribault, Minnesota, and my next fish I'm going to catch, I hope, is going to be a good-sized smallmouth. And that's going to be out of an undisclosed location on the Mississippi River. So let's go ahead and take these lined up tips. We'll take them about a hook's length. And once again, I think I got 5 of them on there. Sparse as narce. All right, yeah. Mary, you gotta... Where's the grayling in July? That's what we want to know. I'd love to catch a grayling. In fact, my old stomping grounds was called Camp Grayling. All right, we got Steve Trybowski hailing in from the Utica smallmouth last, and he's going to get himself some walleye and maybe some pike. That's what I'm talking about. Walleye on the fly is kind of interesting. I mean, they hit kind of hard, they fight real quick, and then they just kind of go, to sleep. All right, let's get some of this shuck yarn, amber shuck yarn. Here we go. Just like this, we're going to come up and under. Just like that. No hassle, no fuss. In fact, we can even go ahead and just give it a turn now. Oh no, we're pulling too hard. Here we go. Get it locked down before it's too late. We'll do a couple crossing wraps. Nice and tight. This direction and that direction. All right, let's go ahead and take a couple of turns And we will post our wings out. Without losing our thread. There we go. We'll just take our time, work it around, post this wing out. Well, usually once you get the first wrap, it seems to behave itself pretty well. We're coming up now, I believe the third week of July. I have to depend on my calendar. My calendar is not accessible. Oh no, we're spinning this the wrong way. Okay. Hold these wings out. This will just kind of help keep the base of these wings together. Excellent. All right. All right, we got 406 Mary. She's going to be our guide. Maybe not a guide. I mean, can friends be guides, or are you just friends? I don't know. We'll buy you a pizza or something. I guess that's like every other guide out there. Nobody wants to work for pizza. But yeah, I think this July we're definitely, now that things are moving a little bit forward, we're definitely going to have to do a quick drive-through in Bozeman and say hi to our friends at Bozeman Fly Works and all that jazz. Get the grand tour of Bozeman. All right, let's go ahead and get our dub on. Let's get a little bit of wax. Gluten waxy. I like it. A little additional wax. Oh, okay. Sorry, Steve. Steve's cooking dinner. Lame excuse. Lame excuse. All right. A little bit of dub. All right. So once again, this time I'm changing it up. I am switching it from the Zelon to this leech dubbing, Canada Brown. So this one's for my Canadian friends. You know who you are. We'll just do a nice, I'm going to put this on a little extra tight. Keep it sparse. This stuff really wants to go wild. And hopefully we won't capture those wings in until it's just in time. Take it to the rear. I'm trying to keep this dubbing nice and tight. I don't want to build up too much bulk. We'll take our crossing wraps, get good coverage around those wings, and we'll take it forward. A little bit more than that. There we go. Now it's starting to take. I think at this point we can just go ahead and strip the rest of this back and finish this off with the good old 1, 2, 3 whip finish. 1, 2, 3. This is gonna get a little bit of a haircut afterwards. A little bit of a grooming, because this is not a super fine dub. Trim our wings. Last one was a little bit too short. We'll see if we can't take this one just a little bit too long. Actually, I like the look of that one. We'll just give this a little haircut underneath. Don't want to cut too much off. I mean, if it's got fibers on it, let the fibers do their thing. Let fibers be fibers. We'll splay these fibers out. I like it. This one's going to do well for us, my friends, I believe. So what do we think? Do we think Zelon or Canada Brown. Alright, so obviously, look at the wing difference. The wing on the right is just a little bit too short. And here we go, this one's a little bit better. Yeah, I definitely like the size of the wing, the one on the left. Yeah, it's kind of like in the Canadian Brown too. It just has just a little bit of additional shimmer to it. So, let's try another one. We'll keep on trying until we get it right. Which I think they're all right. We're all right, all right. Caddis brand. What Caddis brand? I don't have any Caddis brand. All I have is the Blue Ribbon. Well, what? Wait a minute. I do have this other dubbing mix. I mean, I have more dubbing than I know what to do with. You know, I can easily pull out. So you say a caddis. Like a dun color? Are we thinking like a gray? Or... Oh, CB Canada Brown. Oh, Caddis brand waders. Oh, I was going to say, what the heck are you guys talking about? What the heck you guys talking about, eh? No, it does not take much to get me confused. You know, I'm all here because I'm not all there. All right, let's go ahead and do another one. We'll do another one. Here we go. We'll just whiz-bang this one out. Firehole Stick 419, size 18, brown waxed thread. Here we go. Oh yeah, my mom's going to be out there with her pink waders. That's for sure. That's for sure. If we get Mom out on the river, it'll be fun. It'll be a family affair in Montana. Look, I mean... Has the 406 ever held 4 Heusinkfelds in it all at one time? I don't know. I don't know if it can handle it. Can it be contained? I don't know. All right, we got our 1, we got our 2, we got our 3, we got a 4, and maybe a 5th one in there. 2, 4. Nope. I don't like the even number. I want the oddball. These are tan mayfly tails, true tails from the dungeon. We'll just give it a tap, line up those tips. And we'll just tie those in. 1 hook's length for a tail length, and we'll tie this in on the top side. We'll just run that the full length of the body. I like it. Trim it off, and let's go ahead and tie in our wing. All right, we're going to change it up. We're going to change it up a little bit. We're going to do a rust. We're going to switch it from the amber to a rust. So this will be a little different in colors. You know, I think at this point we're kind of going more for outline and shape. You know, maybe the darker will be a little bit better. When I did And I did catch my big old trout on this. It was at dusk. I could barely see. All right, here we go. Under the thread. This is how I do it, folks. I go under the thread and I come up and around. And look at that, without any hassle, any fuss. Well, I normally would PJ. You are correct on leaving the tag end to split the tail. However, I'm using 5 bits of tail, and 1 thread wouldn't cut the mustard. In this case, cut the tail. And yeah, absolutely. If I just had the 2, that would give me a perfect splay. But I want them to be a little bit random, a little messy. That's what I'm going for here. A little random, a little messy. A little spinner action here. The original recipe, I believe, just calls for a hackle. But I wanted to mess around with these mayfly tails. Let's see here. EPR spinner, Tiemco size 16. We're doing it in an 18. Wants a Rusty Dunn 8/0. It wants a wing of white Zelon, 2 strands. Tail is Dunn hackle fiber. And then the body is a cinnamon dubbing. They like the superfine. So, you know, it's a variation, but it's definitely a spinner. We'll capture these wings. We'll post these out just a little bit. Just because I like to do that. It gives it a cleaner finish. Alright, you know what time it is. It's time to dub. No hackle. It's a no hackle time. Alright, let's do the Canada Brown. Mallard flank. Mallard flank works as well. Look at that. How's that for a less is more? I mean, that'd be the equivalent of a dubbing fart. We'll get a little bit of wax on the subject. How's that for a technical unit of measure? Just a fart whisper of dubbing. Here we go. Alright, let's build our body. Take it to the tail, and then we'll take touching wraps forward. Nice and close. Don't want to build up too much of a body here. We'll get right behind those wings. We'll take our wrap this way. 1 full wrap and forward. We'll take it back. So we got the top side is crisscrossed, awesome sauced. There we go. That worked out just perfect. No dubbing needed to get stripped away. And we'll finish this with the old 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 2, 3. 3 turns on the whip finish tool. All that nice and tight. And trim off. Alright, let's get our wings. We've established that we want them to be just a little bit longer than shorter. I like it. Ooh, that one's nice. Just a happy little fly. Maybe instead of my scissors I can get a little more precision out of the good old bodkin. Oh, folded that sucker all the way down. Come on, get it back out. Here we go. Look at all that madness back there. We'll level it out. Here we go. I like this one. That one is gonna catch a fish. Faux show. Faux show. A ghost toot. Huh. Alright, here's your lame joke of the evening. Lame joke of the evening. Where did the ghosts drive to do their hauntings? Where does the ghost drive to do their hauntings? That's right. At the dead end. Oh! That's the one and only. I won't subject you to any more. Here we go. I like it. I really like this one. I got just a small little wisp of something pearl in that mix, and that kind of got choked up around the front in the head. That little wisp right there. I like it. I like it. Nice shape underneath. Nice shadow. What did Michael Jackson call his denim store? Billie Jeans! Oh! Just guessing. Not to steal your thunder. Yeah, it's kind of hard to get a bad joke past me. I mean, I'm the king of the bad jokes. I've got a million of them. So, let's see here. We got time. We got time. Let's go ahead and do another one. Let's do another one. What do you call a ghost poop? I don't know. We're going to get these onto our magical piece of cork. That's what I'm doing here. That way we can admire all these when we're done. Here we go. We're just cranking them out tonight. I really like the rust amber, or the rust and the amber. I think it makes a good... Here we go. It's a little spinner union meeting. Here we go. So there we go. I think we need to get a couple. We need to do another one of this rust with the rust shuck yarn. Got to balance it out a little bit. There we go. There we go. A boo-boo. That joke was killer. On the dead end. Whoa. 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 Bad jokes all around. Waka waka. Alright, here we go. Good old Firehole 419, size 18 over. Prepare to receive your brown waxed thread. Come in, please. Nice and close. Trim on the tag end. Why did the rapper thank the sidewalk? I don't know. Alright, here we go. Look at all those. I mean, think of how many flies. They kept them off the streets. Alright. This is the official end to the bad jokes. Bad jokes will cease. The bad jokes will cease. Ha ha ha. I'm just giving you the business, PJ. I love bad jokes. We grew up on Laffy Taffy. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. We got a big stack there. Let's see if we can't pare that down. Just to help my visual aid, I'm using the black of the vise to kind of count and see what I got going on there. That looks good. That looks good. We'll just level the tips out a wee little bit. What kind of music should you listen to while fishing? Wu-Tang Clan? Country. Country. We play both kinds of music here, country and western. All right, measure that out. About a body's length, 1 hook's length. Something catchy. Wah wah. Now that, coming from my dad, is a true, legit dad joke. From the dad, my dad himself. We don't charge extra for that, folks, here. We don't charge extra for bad jokes. Oh, no. All right, let's go ahead and trim off the excess of these mayfly tails. Really bind that down. And we're going to do our rusty shuck yarn. You guys are talking about stuff that I have no idea what we're talking about. We're talking about country music now. I got nothing. I ain't got nothing on no country. You throw up some Benny Goodman or Duke Ellington, I'll be your Huckleberry. Well, I'll be your Huckleberry. And we'll post these wings out a little bit. I like that because it really gives it a nice clean factory finish, if you will. Let's see, where am I at here? Sometimes you got to pay a little bit of extra attention as to where you last left your thread. Is it on this side of the hook or is it on that side of the hook? I don't know. You tell me. So we're at that 1/3, 2/3 point. That's where we tie it in. Nothing fancy, nothing special. Very, very standard and peace. All right, so what do we got here? All right, PJ's got to go to work in the morning. Go haul that bacon, my friend. Have a good night. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you around. Talk to you later. Drive safe tomorrow, bud. Watch out for those idiots. They are plentiful. All right, a little bit of wax. And we'll wax and roll. Wax and roll. All right, a little bit of leech dubbing, Canada Brown by the Fly Tires Dungeon. You know, just a small little bit. I mean, we're talking about minuscule. Keyword being mini. Get that wing out of the way. We'll just get that little fluff on there. Just basically trying to dirty up the string just a little bit. Here we go. I like it. Less is more when we dub, in most cases. We'll start at the rear and we'll take touching wraps, working our way forward. We'll just mind the tip of the hook. As we all know, the tip of a hook is a very known culprit for finding thread and breaking it. And we don't need that in our life. Keep that body nice and sparse. Bring it right in front of the wings. And I think we'll be able to finish that off just right. All right, cinch that up right underneath, right behind the eye of the hook. And we'll do a hoop finish. 1, 2, a 3. Uh-oh. I got madness mixed in there. There we go. Excellent save there, Aaron. Draw that nice and tight. Drop our whip finish tool all the way to the floor. Boo. And we'll trim off our tying thread. How about it? How about it, folks? We're almost done with this one. Let's go ahead and trim our wings, let them do their things. Yeah, buddy, that's a nice spinner. There we go. We'll get the tail spread out a little bit. Just take that out of the vise. Sometimes you just have to remove the fly out of the vise. Here we go. Alright, gang. I think that's going to be it for tonight. We got 2, 4. This will make number 6 on these. Slight modification, little variation of the EPR spinner. So there you have it, a little EPR spinner party. Coming to a trout near you. So yeah, I think I'll later tonight or tomorrow I'll crank out a couple more. I think I'm gonna do a how to tie tutorial video. And what do you guys say? What color should I do for the instructional video and the fast forward? Should I go with the amber or should I go with the rust? I'm leaning towards the rust. And I'm also leaning towards continuing with the leech dubbing opposed to the Zelon. So we got rust, 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 rust it is. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. So, alright gang, thanks for tuning in with me. We do this every week. Every Sunday right at about 6 o'clock. We get started a little bit early. And then, yeah, we usually start tying right at that 6 o'clock mark. So, yeah, folks, this week hopefully I'll get on to some fish on the Mississippi. And, yeah. Stay tuned. I will be publishing my next video ASAP. I've already recorded it. And if you were following along on Instagram, here's a little sneak peek, a little preview of the next video. It's the watermelon minnow. I'll just throw it in the vise. There we go. Sneak peek of the watermelon minnow. This video will be coming to you shortly. Alright, gang. Once again, thank you for tuning in. Hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up button, hit that share button. Happy tying, and with this one, tight lines. Peace.